At it again, and we got to talk about this story out of New Jersey, where a lawyer was thrown out of a town hall for the absolute unthinkable. And one of the reasons why I want to talk about this is because we absolutely dodged a bullet. I mean, well, Trump did literally, kind of. I guess technically hit him, but we dodged hearing about stories like this all the time over the next 4 years because I believe that if we had not won this past election, we would have heard about these types of stories going on everywhere across this country, because the left truly hates America. The left wants to dismantle America. Honestly, I feel like Democrat politicians want to bankrupt America. I mean, you just look at how much they're spending money. Think about it this way. If we all, ran our household budgets the way Democrats run the government's budget, we'd be in $500,000 worth of debt. Every single American, $500,000 worth of debt. Could you imagine that? Absolutely insane. So thankfully we won. But anyway, here is the story out of New Jersey. New Jersey lawyer thrown out of town council meeting for waving the American flag to protest new ban. Yeah. Waving the American flag. How insane is that? You get thrown out for waving an American flag. A New Jersey lawyer was tossed out of a town council meeting by cops last week for waving an American flag to protest a stupid new rule that bans so-called props from being used during the meetings. Joe Bassoff, a local resident and attorney, was ordered to be removed from the Edison Township Council meeting after he pulled out the Star-Spangled Banner while addressing council members on November 25th. Footage obtained by New Brunswick Today shows. Bassoff was among the slew of furious locals who were voicing their objections over the township's new ordinance that prohibits them from using any props, including the flag and even the U.S. Constitution, during the public comment section of town meetings. That's insane. You can't even use the U.S. Constitution, according to these folks. Once again, I truly believe that these folks hate America. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little under the weather, so if you hear me coughing a little bit, I apologize. They truly hate America. You can't use the Constitution or have an American flag. How insane is that? How insane? But they accuse us of being the terrible dictators and, the fascists and all this other stuff. Incredible how that works. But anyway, I'm holding up an American flag to represent the constitutional values, Bassoff said during the meeting. As council president, I can't pronounce that first name, Patel, let me pause this, banged his gavel to give him an official warning. It's my constitutional right to do this, the lawyer continued. If you get sued, you will lose. My suggestion to you is that you get a second opinion from competent counsel because you are wrong. You are interfering with the decorum of this meeting by interfering with the right to speech of a member of the public, and it should stop now, Bassoff raged as other residents cheered in support. Seconds later, two cops approached Bassoff as the council president called for him to be removed from the chambers. One resident could be heard shouting, "Shame on you," as Bassoff agreed to step away from the podium. After the lawyer tried to take a seat again, the council president ordered cops to toss him out altogether. Earlier in the meeting, another resident was also removed from the proceedings after holding up the U.S. Constitution. That is insane. Holding up the Constitution, you get kicked out. To consider the American flag and the Constitution a prop when someone raises it is an insult to what the flag is, what the flag stands for, and what this country is. Another resident, Marion Hennessy, told council members. For you to consider the use of the American flag a prop is disgusting. The apparent prop ban ordinance 2239 was recently enacted in a bid to establish rules that maintain decorum at townships, often ruckus meetings. While the rule doesn't specify specifically ban the American flag or the Constitution, the council president argued to residents during the meeting that such items would be considered not conducive to good order. In addition to banning any props, the ordinance also now limits the amount of time residents have to address the body. So these people basically want to silence the residents, and to me, it really shows that they hate America. You can't hold up the Constitution, nor can you hold up the American flag. That's absolute insanity, if you ask me. Absolute insanity. But once again, thankfully, we won this past election, and so I definitely believe that these people will be sued and they will lose. I don't see a situation in which they actually win while after being sued. I just don't see. I just don't see it. I mean, maybe, but I highly doubt it. And hopefully, this is the first and the last time we'll hear about a story like this over the next 4 years plus. So here's a video of the lawyer during the council meeting. Check it out.
I'm holding up an American flag to represent the constitutional values that we should be loyal to.
Warning, and if you continue, I will have to forfeit. You'll have to forfeit your time.
Well,
Sir, you may forfeit your time.
it's my constitution. It's my constitutional right to do this. If you get sued, you will lose. My suggestion to you is that you get a second opinion from competent counsel because you are wrong. You are interfering with the performance of this meeting by interfering with the right to speech of a member of the public. You're interfering with free speech, and it should stop now. I'd like to continue.
They didn't pass the law yet.
This is an arbitrary.
If he doesn't sit down,
This is an arbitrary decision,
his time is forfeited.
and it violates the law. Your time should be forfeited. Your position should be forfeited. By your actions, you forfeited your right to preside over this meeting.
Please have it in the room. Just another thing. Room. Thank you.
Shame on you.
Officer, you can have him in the room.
No, my time's forfeited. I'll sit
Mr.
back down.
Dassoff, you continued after your time was forfeited, you continued after the officers told you to sit down, you continued after the council president repeatedly asked you to stop. You've now been asked to be removed from the chambers. So,
There's no reason to remove me from the chambers because I am not interfering with the
clearly
quorum.
chosen to
I'm
lack
ready.
the rules of
Excuse me,
decorum in this chamber,
excuse
sir.
me. I'm ready to sit here quietly, and I will not interfere with your decorum, so I have a right to be here.
Recess. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. This council meeting has been recessed for 5 minutes. We'll be back at 7:24.
Are you ejecting him from the meeting? Officers, are you ejecting him from the meeting?
I also have to say this, and I'll say this before I say what I'm going to say. I support, police officers. I understand that it is a difficult occupation. It's a very difficult job. I know some police officers myself. They're great folks, but I agree with that. That citizen there that yelled shame on you to those police officers. Absolutely shame on those police officers. Why are you escorting this man out? You are to uphold the Constitution. You shouldn't be escorting this man out. And like just following orders blindly. Like that's what these cops are doing. Like, no, I'm sorry. I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. And once again, I support officers, right? I know officers personally. Great folks, but those two officers right there, shame on those folks. Shame on those officers. Shame on those officers. You are to uphold the Constitution. And that is constitutionally protected. That is free speech. That is free speech. They should have told that council member to F off. Okay? F off. We're not doing it. If you want them out, you escort them out yourself. And that probably ain't gonna go well. So, I don't know. Like, do y'all agree? Let me know. If I'm crazy, let me know. If I'm tripping, let me know. Okay. But like, I just don't see a situation where that is necessary. Those cops should have just, went hands off. Hey, no, we're not doing anything. That's constitutionally protected. We're here to protect the Constitution. Simple and plain. We don't just follow orders just to follow orders, okay? We've seen in history how just blindly following orders from leaders can get people into some serious trouble. We don't need to go down that whole rabbit hole here, and I'm sure you guys are probably thinking of a major instance of that a long time ago that happened. Okay, on in a different country. So yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like that. But then also, I hope that a lawyer sues these guys. I hope he sues them 1,000%, and they pay a penalty, right? They pay a hefty penalty because this type of behavior needs to be punished. 1,000% needs to be punished. It's absolutely inexcusable in my humble opinion. But once again, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.